Rise and shine to the morning light. Sister MJ brings the truth so bright. Health and nature in every sound. Feel the rhythm, let's get unbound. From our higher we get our power. Every herb, every healing flower. Sister MJ shows the way. Naturally living every day. Naturally you, naturally free. Naturally living as God meant to be. Breathe the air that's fresh and pure. Nature's bounty is the cure. Sister MJ shows what's real in every word and every meal. From the mountains to the sea, every breath is harmony. Feel the beat and feel alive. With Sister MJ we thrive. Grains and fruits in every bite. Feel the energy, feel the light. Harmony in every part. Naturally you, with all your heart.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome.
That's fresh and pure.
Happy, happy Feast of Unleavened Bread. For those of you who observe Feast of Unleavened Bread, happy Feast of Unleavened Bread. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. I actually made my own flatbread, and it is so delicious. I'm totally enjoying it. Ah, last week we had a week off because we had our observation of Passover, which was an amazingly incredible time to just love on everyone. It was so good to just see you all and get your hugs and pictures and just quick chats. You know, we had little chat bites because you couldn't stay too long with one person. You have to go to the next person. The room was huge. There were so many people. I see pictures now and I realize some people I didn't even see. It was that big. So happy feast, and I want to welcome each and every one of you. Shalom, shalom, Sister Dawn, Sister KK Beauty Beats, Sister, who else? Arak, Hamya, Sister Kana. Who else did I see? Beauty Beats, yes. So I just wanted to just get back in the groove of things again because we've been off a week. And let's talk about where we've been, our journey so far. Do you know, I don't know if you all realize this, but it's been like 6 months since we've been on, since August. And I want to just reiterate some things for us, just reminders. You know, sometimes we need reminding. We just ended our our glow up challenge at Friday night, but before Passover. That was the end of our 31 days. And I want to, some of you may have done it twice. This is the second time. Some of you it may have been your first time. So let's get some feedback from you. What you thought went well. What do you think you could have done better? And then I want to talk about things from my perspective, and I want to share that with you. Shalom, Sister Ebony and Sister Kim. Oh my goodness. Yes, it's so good to see everyone. It's like, oh my goodness, I just want to give you all some hugs and some squeezes. Anyway, Sister Ebony, are my girls there with you? Give them my love, please. So sometimes, from where I stand, and I'll be the first to tell you, I don't know everything. Heavens, nobody does but the Most High, right? And it gets to be sometimes a conflict because you want to share some stuff with people, but they don't want to hear, or it's not nice. It could come off as a leave a bad taste in someone's mouth. So you want to be careful, right? Anyway, um, I was at an event. Let's say I was at an event, and I noticed some things. I mean, you can't help but when you do things like I do because you notice things. Not to say that everyone wasn't beautiful and everything else, but I was just like, okay, what can I take from this? What can I take away from this event that will reflect something that could be helpful to everyone, right? And we're not going granular. We're going as a you know just open platform, let's say. So there's an elephant in the room. Let's say the elephant in the room. Sometimes there's the elephant in the room that nobody wants to talk about, but we know there's an elephant in the room. We don't know how big that elephant is. Sometimes there's only a crack left in the room because the elephant is so big, but nonetheless, there's an elephant in the room, right? And I just want to talk about the elephant in the room that we need to become more observant about because with Naturally You and prior to Naturally You, when we did Return to Eden, we had a set structure we were looking to. And with Naturally, we're about the Most High, what He says for us to do, and try to live according to His specifications, right? His laws, statutes, and commandments. And our temple, our body, okay, our body in all its greatness is His temple. And we live in Babylon, we live here on this earth, and there's a lot of things that bring us strife, that give us grief. We fall into a system and it's systemic. Before we know it, we do it all the time. I mean, I used to be one that never left the house without makeup. I was like, Amex, don't leave home without it. I mean, even to go to the mailbox, there was no way because my skin was so bad. I never left the house without it. And then, of course, when the hair was bad, you cover it up and everything and all. And it's just these things we need to just figure out what we can do to do better for ourselves. Because I know the way I felt, and I'm sure other people feel the same way too. You wonder, oh gosh, are they seeing my skin, how bad it is, or are they seeing, what are they seeing? Or, when you meet somebody, there's like 3 or 4 conversations going on. It's what's really going on. You hugging and loving on somebody, and then they might be thinking, "Oh, I wonder what she thinks," and then the other person saying what they think. So there's like 3 conversations going on, and in reality, it's just one. But that's who we are. That's what we do, right? So I want us to look at our health, what good health is in your diet, and how we communicate that. Because remember, everything we put in our mouth is a reflection on the outside. From the top of our head to the bottom of our feet, the soles of our feet. And we have to remember that if Sister Dawn, Sister KK, Sister Kim, and I were in the room, although we are our sister's keeper, our brother's keeper per se, we are the solution for ourselves individually. So we have to be our own solution. We have to be the person to make us better. We have to be the person to do the steps to make us better. I hope that makes sense, right? So what I observed, okay, is what we've done, and we have to take ownership of what we've done, right? And what we have done on this show, we started off with acknowledging that our bodies are wonderfully, beautifully made, right? And then we looked at our blood. We detoxed to cleansed our blood. Then what did we do? We detoxed our liver. But since doing the liver, I have to tell you, the liver is a tough job. It takes more than 30 days. It takes more than 60 days. I remember I took a bottle of liver rescue for probably about 60 some odd days. And I could literally feel the difference on my right side where my liver is under my ribs. It didn't feel so heavy and it's so burdened, right? But as I see how much the liver handles, the weight of what it handles, we truly need to do that ongoing for especially those of us who eat a lot of fast foods, who eat a lot of and don't read labels, who do processed foods. We really need to focus on that liver because it is truly burdened. Yes, Sister Dawn, you are your best health advocate. That is so true. I love that. And we have to all say that same thing because if we're not doing it, then we put a burden on somebody else in our family if something happens. God forbid that something happens, right? And then we did, after we did the blood and the liver, we went to the gut, right? The brain gut connection and how many itises are connected to the gut. And I introduced the Super Gut book and the yogurt and how healing that is and whatnot, you know. And then from there, we talked about the importance of the microbiome and how we went through the stress too with the vagus nerve and how that vagus nerve coming down from the cranial, from the spine, how it connects to so many of those other organs, those large organs in our body, and how we need to come from a stress state to a peaceful state. And keep in mind, our God gives us peace, a spirit of peace, not fear, right? And yes, a lot of this stuff is like, oh yes, Sister Andrew, get over that. We know that, okay? But I'm bringing it back to remembrance because sometimes we forget. We look at ourselves in different ways that sometimes may not be nice, and then sometimes we look at ourselves in such a way that we gloss over the fact that we need to make some changes. Okay, and so I'm going to go over some of these things today. We're going to talk about it. And yes, Zimra Cole, you're loving your tallow face moisturizer from Beauty Beats. Yes, yes, love it, love it, love it. And I've got the lotion. And you know, you guys, I have an insider source because that's my sister, who I love so much. She's really a great sister. I know you all know in Atlanta, but she's really a great sister. And I appreciate her so much because she gives me such good stuff. And when I don't have it, she's like, ah. And by the way, she left her soap. And guess who got her soap? And I love it. It smells so good. Anyway, those are just the perks of being a little sister with a big sister who's as wonderful as she is. So let's go over some things just for remembrance sake, okay? And as beautiful as we are when we get ready for an event, right? We have our hair done, we have our nails done, we have our makeup on, we have that fabulous dress, right? We have the shoes, and outside of those items, we have our body we putting in it, right? Our body, I would say naked, but maybe not. So it's a kid friendly show. But we have to put our body within all of these things. And we want to give our best body. So we're going to talk about tips and tricks that we can do because at the end of the day, society, and I believe it's in the book of Enoch, talks about how the fallen ones taught us these things. And the things that they taught us was the braiding of the hair, I think it was the eyelashes and the makeup and all that, and which everything is good in moderation. But my thought is, what if one day we woke up and we didn't have any of that? What would we do? Because I remember when I used to go out I used to go out and I thought, oh, one day I forgot and didn't have makeup on. Oh, it was disaster. I was going through so much in my head about, oh my goodness, this and that. We don't need to do that. Because if you go and continue doing what you're doing, I just want some tips and tricks so that we can get where when we're not wearing anything, we still look good and feel comfortable and we feel confident in our skin. Oh, we've got some new viewers. I see Sister Gloria and Para Chetbeth. Oh, I am so bad with those names. But welcome, welcome. I hope you enjoy our episodes of Naturally You. And please, please, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe and share. I'm terrible about telling people about that. So I'm going to jump in right now and let's do that. Now, when I look at us in our glorified state, when we getting ready to go out to an event and we feeling good, we looking good, uh, I want to look at our hair, all right? Many of us, we do the weave, we do natural, we do our locks, and there's some things that we can do to have a better outcome. Not to say anybody has a bad outcome, but yes, Sister Dawn, smash it. Uh, our hair. What happens to our hair? Our hair is a it actually shows up inside first because we have the roots that are connected to our body. So it's important that our scalp is clean. A lot of times we wash our hair, but we don't think about that buildup of product because we use product so much. Something simple we can do is take apple cider vinegar in water in a squeeze bottle, like the beauty salon, they have those little bottles with the little pop-up cap, and you pull that up. And just when you go to shampoo your hair, put that apple cider vinegar and water mixture and just put that in the scalp and scrub it real good. And that gets the buildup off of the scalp as well as the hair. And this picture here is a picture of healthy hair. And the sister, in all her beauty, you see her skin is glowing. She has everything is natural, her lips and everything. And she has a great skin tone. And then we have some of the issues that can happen with hair. We have dandruff, which happens on the scalp. And dandruff is just a byproduct of a lot of eating of bread, pasta, sugar, alcohol, beer, all those things. It's the yeast, the buildup, and it gives off dandruff on our scalp. There are many ways that we can get rid of that dandruff. However, a lot of us, we tend to look for the shampoo to do it, but it really needs to be an inside job. Then we have alopecia that can happen in the hair, in the scalp, where we losing the hair, and you've got a bald hairline or a receding hairline, and that can be worked on. But because we're covering it up with a wig or a weave, it's harder for it to get air and whatnot. But the days that you take it off, I want to encourage everyone who, if you know somebody that has hair like this, to it's important to massage that skin, massage that scalp, because your hair knows what to do. You just have to remind it what it's supposed to do. The whole body, it knows innately what to do. We have to remind it. Like when I fractured my tibia, I had to retell my leg, oh, you're supposed to walk, and you need to walk, you need to bend. And the same thing there. So what you can do in the mornings when you wake up, lay your head off the bed and just massage. What you're doing when you do that, you're sending the blood flow in a different direction, and that will flush the scalp and cause it to some movement going on there. You can also do a vigorous massage as well, right? Then you can also, I know we talked about uh, ashwagandha before for stress, but ashwagandha is excellent for alopecia. Yes, Debbie, Beauty Beats, get that sebum going. And that's what we need to do. Another thing that's really good for that, and we know about pumpkin seeds for parasites, but pumpkin seed oil, you can cook in it, you can toss it in your salad, and it's also excellent for that scalp. And you can do it, put it on your scalp the night before you wash it and put a shower cap on. You're giving yourself a mini hot oil treatment, because the scalp, the shower cap is on, and your body heat, it's doing what it does naturally and gives you that boom, because we want it to do what it does naturally, which is grow, right? Then remember we did the parasite cleanse, and that parasite cleanse, it kind of, that woke up a whole lot of stuff. The parasite cleanse for me was it was spiritual. It was more than just having parasites in me, because I realized that the enemy has found a way to get us, and he gets us really good with this one, because when he was relegated to crawl on his belly, these parasites that they put in us through the food, or it could be through the animals, and the animals used to be outside and we brought them in the house, and so now we have some of that interaction going there, causing us to have parasites. We also have the vegetables. We have them in the yard, and we bring them in, and sometimes and the thing about it is, y'all, the parasites are coming from the salmonella and stuff. These are things that are pathogens that are created in a lab. Somebody's doing something wrong. Now, what we really need to take a look at is, and we're going to do this down the road, I'm trying to break things up in segments, and also have a sequence so that it makes sense to everybody, right? And so with that parasites, we need, it's a continual thing to get those parasites out of us. Yes, we are going to do a I want to say, I wanted to do it in the portal, but I think we need to really do it on this show about how we handle parasites. I know several people are doing it outside of what we are doing, and we can take their experience and talk about that. I have a book. Where's my book? And I think, Sister Dawn, did you get it? It's called Parasites, an Epidemic in Disguise. You all remember the pandemic we had in 2020? It was a plan. This has been planned. It's a pandemic that's really an epidemic in all of us. And many people believe that it doesn't exist, that they don't have it. But if we eat food, if you eat sushi, if you eat fish, if you eat the wild caught, or the what's that other fish we have in the oh gosh, you, somebody help me in the chat. What's the name of the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? Farm raised. Yes, thank you. The farm raised. Yes. And you don't know what you're getting. And that's why eating out has become a scarcity for me because tilapia, oh, I don't even touch tilapia. And a lot of people think tilapia is wild caught. Not for me. No, I don't trust it. Won't eat it. But these things are naturally giving us parasites. And if we don't acknowledge the parasites, we are living in I don't know, the twilight zone maybe. But it's something that we really need to take a look at because it's affecting all of us. And it can affect our teeth. They can eat our teeth, our gums, our bone. It's that serious, and I want us to take a deep dive into that, and that's coming up. So please stay tuned, right? Uh, then we have again we talk about the dandruff, and then another thing with the hair. Even though we do the weave and the braids, right? You've got to let your hair rest in between, and because a lot of us our hair may be looking scant in the reality of it. We need to give it time to rest. And in that rest period, it's important to just give it some self love, with a hot oil treatment, a good massage, and just making sure you're putting foods in your body that helps your hair grow. I talked to you all about, and in the Glow Up Challenge, we talked about chlorophyll. And chlorophyll, I know a lot of people are like, chlorophyll, why do I need that? Well, chlorophyll helps the body heal. It's like giving yourself a blood transfusion. And that transfusion is going to give you everything good for your body. It brings your levels from here up to here. And you don't have to take it every day, but twice a week, it won't hurt you. And are we not worth it? I know we are. So let's try and do that. Because our skin, for our skin to have that glow and everything, I hope you all noticed, we ate a lot of mineral rich foods, sulfur rich foods, because the skin needs that. And that sulfur is very important. We had MSM, we had the radishes of sulfur, the red onions, the arugula. All of these are sulfur-rich foods that we need to have. And if we don't eat it every day, we're going to at least try and have it at least once or twice a week. The whole effect is that we want our body to be at its best at all times. Why? Because it's the temple of the Most High. When He comes, remember the marriage supper in Matthew? I think it's in Matthew. And the bridegrooms that were prepared and the ones that weren't, right? We don't want to be the ones that didn't have the oil for their lamps. We don't want to be like that at all. Shalom, Sister Glenda. I want to call her Yara because that's a Hebrew name. But I'll reserve that for another time. All right, so moving on. We have the sulfur, and then I told you about the pumpkin seed oil, which is great for wounds. So even if you have hair wounds, sometimes that dandruff, you can have a scab up there. Pumpkin seed oil. All right. Then we want to look at the spirulina, which is another green algae-like food from the ocean. And just a side thought, I love the beach. I love the beach. We go to the beach almost every year. And when I don't go, I'm very upset about it. But the ocean has everything. And I think back to when in Genesis, everything was water. So, water has to have, it's a special property in there that's needed for our life. It's important what we drink, and we want to drink the best water, right? And then that sunlight, it's so important for our skin, vitamin D, the healing and whatnot. And it just makes sense that ocean is some place that we can reside in. Now, some people, I have friends that hate the ocean. They like the cold, and that's fine. But for me, it's just, it feels like home. It feels like home. And if we take that, what we've learned from the ocean, because remember, all of the animals came out the ocean, right? The 22 that came out and Adam named. When we are in the womb, we are in a capsule of liquid in the mother's womb, and that's water. So there's something special and magnetic about that water. And I like when I drink my water, I am having a dance with the Most High because He gave us this. It's pure. It's going through my body, and as it hits my throat. It's like, let me get some of that. And then the other part goes, ooh, oh yeah, give me some of that, and give me some of that. We want to nourish our body. And excuse me while I take a sip. Mm, mm, mm. Oh, gold, gold, or should I say platinum gold? But water is very important to us. And also, when we look at our skin, we want that supple skin, right? In order to do that, we've got to eat the right foods. There's so many issues with our skin. We cover the hair, we can cleanse the hair, the scalp, keep the hair growing. And the hair naturally, um, there's good products you can put on it. Try to stay away from all those chemicals. We want natural, that's why we call naturally you. We have natural hair care products. And I'm a big fan of castor oil. Big, 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 big fan. All right. And I use this. Actually, I polished my nails with it today. Got a little shine on. And sometimes I do it on my toes too. We don't need nail polish all the time, just a good castor oil. And then also you can put it on your lips. I tell you, I brush my teeth with it. It polishes your teeth beautifully. And because of the rinsolinic acid in it, it goes deep. Any kind of issues in the body, get a vat of this, as Sister Nafisa says. It's great for the skin. I use it in the hair. And before I put it on my hair, I spray my hair first for that moisture. And then I mix this with like lavender and put it in my hair. And why lavender, you might say? Well, because I want to calm my skin down. If there's stress going on in my head, you know, sometimes we get stressed from just, our environment. It can stress us out and your head starts itching. So that lavender kind of just calms everything down. Then we want to, men, they have baldness going on. And men can do these same things. But men, if you have wives, let your wife help you because men are not consistent. And what I see men do is when their hair is getting bald, they comb it a different way to try and cover it up. But all they need to do is just take some time and put in a hair care system that they use daily or weekly. Another thing with the skin, we spoke about the foods that we need to eat, to get our skin, our glow up. It's an inside job, but the castor oil, again, massaging that every night on your face, even your eyes, will help heal the eyes and the issues we have in our eyes. Because a lot of the floaters that many of us see, that is a sign of parasites. Yes, parasites. Then we want to move on now to our eyelashes and eyebrows. Now, we're going to go into the thyroid on a whole show for the thyroid because a lot of us suffer from cold feet, cold hands, what else? The thinning eyebrows. You see how mine is thinning on the ends? It used to be worse, but that's from the thyroid. And something as simple as castor oil all the time on it, that helps it come back. and it comes back very faint. You see the lady here on that picture, that's a prime example. And what do? We color it in. And then what kind of pencil are we using? Is it a mineral rich lead, coal lead, or are we just using something cheap in the store? Because again, all of our skin has pores. Each eyebrow hair has pores, and that pencil is going right into that, and you absorbing it. And then we wonder why, we might blow our nose and we have black stuff come out. It could be from that pencil you were using. Or if you had tattoos. I told you all my story when I tattooed my eyeliner on. Oh, what a disaster. Not only did I do it once, I did it twice because my body wouldn't take it. And I learned later on, the reason was because I was eating so clean and superfoods, and my body was like saying, "Get away!" It was repelling it, and I couldn't get it to stick on me. And the reason I did it, vanity, of course. I'm the first to tell you, vanity of vanities, all is vanity. I was doing it because when I laugh, I cry, which is a good thing because I don't have dry eyes, right? And I wore eyeliner all the time, and so I wanted to do the tattoo so at least it will stay. No. The Most High said, not for you. But I have found a good pencil that I use from the mineral store. There's, what is the name of that store? It's at the Sephora. But they have a line that's just mineral rich items. And that's where I get most of my makeup when I get it. And Sister Dawn says Bird Bees has a good pencil and mascara. Yes, and the mascara too is another thing that's very important. If you are doing mascara regularly, you don't clearly, you want added length to your eyelashes. You can get one of those bottles and put castor oil in it, and at night put get ready for bed like you're getting ready to go out on a date. Okay, get your castor oil on your hair, on your face, on your eyes, on your eyebrows, and watch what happens. It's really that amazing. I believe it's one of the number one oils that we need in our healthcare cabinet. So please invest in that. And notice this is in glass, an amber glass of that. There was a discrepancy. I have some castor oil in plastic. And the more I learned about castor oil, because our knowledge is ever growing. It's ever growing. We don't want to be stagnant and say, "Oh, we know everything." No, we don't want to be that person. But because of the rinsolytic acid and how deep it goes into the layers of the skin, we need to make sure it's in that glass, because I don't know if the compound of it is changing in the plastic, and I don't want to steer you wrong. So if you're going to invest in it in glass, please. Then so we did the eyelashes and the eyebrows. Now the eyelashes. It's the rage now to put on fake eyelashes. I put on mascara and it hits my glasses, and I can't imagine having eyelashes. I tried it one time and I was blinking so much I thought, Lord, it's like I was getting my steps in with my eyes, and that was too much. So I decided it's not for me. But you see here. And these are a little bit ridiculous, but I've seen people with eyelashes like this. And the glue is my issue, because if after a while, a lot of that glue, I don't think anybody reads the fine print and the caustic chemicals that are in that glue. And therefore, they're going to have an irritation coming off, pulling those things off, and lose some skin again. Castor oil would be what you need. Now this is same here. These look natural. Look how beautiful those look. But sometimes we like to do the extra, but nonetheless, it's still a glue. And you need to find the best glue for your skin, because our pores Everything we put on our skin is being absorbed in our body and is causing us to have some kind of ill effect, or maybe it's just a desired effect depending on who's making it and what they're selling it. And if we're buying it and using it, they're getting their end result through us. Then we have our lips, our luscious lips. We have many types of lip balm and whatnot. And I think most people take lips for granted. And I think we shouldn't do that because you kiss with your lips, you know? And they have this thing where everybody's taking pictures with their lips, and I'm like, oh, whatever. It's okay. If that's what you feel you need to do, that's fine. But Sister Kim has a lip scrub because the skin on our lips, especially when you go through dry skin, you're not drinking enough water, that you have dry lips. How you know you have dry lips is the vertical lines. Or if you're a smoker or smoke in the past, you have right here, you see deep lines, vertical lines. That's from smoking. But again, with the good water, and over time, you can replenish the body by what you put in it and on it. So, as I take another sip and my body does my little jig, yeah. So, the the lip scrub, you just put that on in the morning in the shower and massage the lips a little bit, and then it's nice and clean. You have a clean surface. But more importantly, never, ever, ever put on lipstick without having something on beneath it. The chemicals in the lipsticks are not good. They're drying your lips out. A lot of them are cancer causing, and you need to really take a look at that before you do it. I used to do Bobbi Brown and MAC and all this, but none of it touches my lips without me having my lip gloss or sun protectant underneath, because I don't want that. And you have some people that have deep blackheads around the lip too, and that's from bad lipstick. It just causes holes in your skin, and we need to think about that as well. But really, the lips are important. And sisters, your man, your hubby, your boo, whatever you want to call him, he needs a good lip balm too. Don't forget that, please. Because remember, you two are one. Oh, 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 look at that picture. Oh, that's a dehydrated lip. Very dehydrated. And, oh, he just needs some coconut water. I would say, brother, here's some coconut water and here's some lip balm. And I want you to just apply this because he's suffering and he probably doesn't even know it. Then we have oh yes, see, that's all we need to do. You see how nice and plump the lips are? I have a gal at work that she has, I said, oh, you look so good. What's going on? Did you do it? She goes, oh, I highlight my hair every so often. And then she goes, oh yeah. And she does her lashes all the time. And then she told me, and I just got my lips done. I said, oh yeah, I knew you were doing that. She does it faithfully. And she likes to purse her lips up like, I'm like, yeah, I got it naturally. I don't need to add that. But thank you though. But we have it naturally. We have nice full lips. So let's celebrate us and keep them nice and full, moist, and drink good food, drink good water, eat good food, and just be naturally you. Yeah. Oh, that's it, Zimra. Yes, crusty. That's the word, crusty. Wait till you look at the feet. That's where we're going next. All right. So then, no, the feet are last. We're gonna do the hands and nails. All right. So the hands. My nails are growing back. I have to cut them like every 2 weeks because they grow so fast. But anyway, you see my nails, pink nail bed. And a lot of us, we put on nail polish and other things so much we don't even see what our natural nail looks like because we don't miss an appointment at the salon. But sometimes we need to let our body breathe. Same thing with our skin, with our nails. We just need to let it breathe. And to let it breathe, just filing it good and massaging castor oil on it every night before bed. That will help. And sometimes you see people that have the knuckles are really dark. Put castor oil on it every night. And I know your sheets and all that, just put on a sock or a glove and go to sleep. I'm not saying you have to do it every night, but it's just a remedy that you can use because we want to present, if we're going out on events and we want to present ourselves and look fabulous, let's all of us look fabulous. From the top of your hair to the soles of your feet, we want all of it to look fabulous. So we want to do that with our nails. And you have some people that have the opaque nails or they have the long ridges in the nails and whatnot. Castor oil. Another There are many oils you can use, but castor oil, remember, goes deep. Again, your chlorophyll, your spirulina, even taking the MSM, all of that helps with the nails. The hair, skin, and nails. It's like a trio, a trifactor. The hair, skin, and nails. You want to do that. Yeah, you see that one there. There's some issues right there with those nails. They're opaque. They're not healthy, and we want them to look nice and pink. And that goes for our toes as well. Then the hands tell a lot about us. I think the hands and the neck tell our age very easily. A lot of us, we get the turkey neck, they call it. And, they say black don't crack, but we do wrinkle. And the body's forgiving, so we can bring that back. We can snap back real quick. And we can do that with the essential oils as well as what we put in our body. Now, you all know that time is not my friend. And guess what? It's winding down. So let me wrap it up, right? So now, chlorophyll, I told you, it detoxes the body. If you know anybody that has a body odor that they're going through, chlorophyll is very good to get rid of that odor. It also removes heavy metals. And if you have any amalgam fillings or, they spraying stuff in the air all the time with the chemtrails. In Florida, the chemtrails were, oh my gosh, they were like on steroids. I've never seen them that huge. And we need to detox our body. So take your chlorophyll this week and detox those heavy metals out. It's the most cleansing. It clears your skin. It gives your eye brightness, and it helps with your weight. It helps keep your weight in check. So chlorophyll is something we really need to continue to add. It's a blood builder. And with spirulina, it's more bioavailable with the sulfur, which is great for our hair, skin, and nails. It improves our immune system's function, and it's great for tissue repair. And many of us will say, well, my tissues, I can't even see them. But, if you've got bad skin or something is going on, your tissues are failing inside. So we want to do something from the inside out. So take your chlorophyll. And it just helps all of our cells work together. One day we're going to do a show on what the cell is going on because we need to understand how our cells work inside our body. And that will be a future show that we will do. Also, let's look at the feet. I know some of you sisters, I tell you, love on your feet and then love on your spouse's feet. And some of you don't want to touch their feet, but all of our feet can look this good, but it doesn't. You see how beautiful her nails are on her fingers and her toes? That's how it should look. Look at her heel. Nice and, moist, looks moist and clean. We have some feet that look crusty. Ah, crusty. It's crusty. And that looks like a dying foot. Okay, and we don't want to get there. Look at that. Oh, oh, oh. My son would say, cement, sandpaper. We don't want our feet to be like that. And you see, not only is the heel crusty, you see around by the big toe, down around there, how crusty it is there, and on the side, all of that area there is crusty. If you just do the scrub your feet in the morning when you shower or bath, there's a foot scrub you can use as well. Then you take your castor oil and rub it all over. Okay, Zimra. If you don't take care, you have black will crack. Yes, but we did so much walking that every night I came and I sat down and I massaged my feet with castor oil while we were talking, because those dogs were like, ah, what are you doing to me? And the different shoes, right? But yeah, it's something that is so simple to do. It's all about self-care, my friends. It's all about self-care. And if we just take the time and just love on ourselves, all of this will not, all those bad pictures I showed, it won't be any of us. The elephant may be in the room, but it's not in our room, right? So with that, I want to go back and see if I have any questions. If anybody wants to ask any questions about your glow up, what you experienced, any topics you'd like for us to discuss. Next week, we're going to talk about our most important, I don't want to say it's the most important gland, but it kind of is, which is our endocrine gland. And that encompasses our adrenal, our thyroid, our hypothalamus gland, which is in the brain at the lower back. But all of the endocrine glands, when we say endocrinologist, people really don't know what that is. It's all about the glands. And we have those ports where our glands, like right here under the arm here, we have a lot of glands. That's where the thyroid is. We're going to go over all of that. And it's really interesting. Iodine is a big part of that, but there's certain foods that we shouldn't be eating if we have thyroid issues as well. And nobody talks about that. If you have a thyroid issue, please stay away from edamame. Soybeans are not good for you at all. And I don't care if anybody tells you different. Don't do it. And oh, Tahila, oh my goodness, yes. So she's asking about the frozen castor oil capsules. When we go into the parasites, we're going to talk about this. So the frozen castor oil capsules, what we found is there is some truth. If you recall, I mentioned the full moon and doing a parasite cleanse. I know David Wolf, every year, he always does one. It has to do with the moon cycle. And the reason we found out is because they come up to play, I want to say, the full moon. It draws them to the surface. And so we take and we freeze the castor oil capsules for like 10 days before we ingest it. And you take it, there's an actual process. There's several processes you can take. But if you notice that if you have a lot of parasites, they can break out in your skin and leave scars, marks on the skin. You can throw them up. It comes out in your stools. You can, it can come. I've seen it even come out of people's skin. So there's a lot of things that can happen with parasites. But what we're hoping to do is find a quick way to get rid of them and keep them on a maintenance dosage. The frozen castor oil capsules, when you freeze them, when you take them, what happens is it goes straight to the gut. And there's a place between the ileum and this, is it the ileum and this, Beauty Beats, help me out, what's the word? It's the ileum and the cecum, I want to say. and that's a place in our between the small intestine and the large intestines that they sit there and they populate a ton of them. So if with that time of the year, the month when it's a full moon, and you take in that, now we take like 10 frozen capsules each night, and then we went up to 20, and so we keep taking it, and the you go, but you go with a bang. It feels like when you go, you feel like everything has come out of you, but you know that's not the case because they hide and they want to run. Yes, the cecum. Okay, that was right. So there's a lot to learn. I want to break it down so that we all understand it, because a lot of these books I find that the author in there, because that's what they do, they don't put it in layman's terms, but we want to put it in terms where we understand what it is. And it's like the yeast in our body. The yeast likes to find a place to masticize because we give it so much sugar every day, and bread, pasta, donuts, and all that. And so it masticizes, and then it causes issues. So we want to get rid of that. So a lot coming, and I'm excited. It's good to be back. I hope you understand the power of the beautiful body that we have, our temple, as the Most High referenced it. And He gave us wonderful foods, He gave us wonderful oils, essential oils, He gave us healing oils, He gave us healing plants. We just have to find out the right way nature intended to use it instead of how society's shown us to use it, because a lot of it is doing us harm. And we want to love ourselves, love on our children, teach them so we don't have any gaps in the knowledge, so that as they get older, because they're going to be the ones taking us into the kingdom, you know, and we want to make sure that we teach them so that they know how to continue the process. We've got a journey in front of us, and it's a real journey. It's not for the faint-hearted. And I know I'm not going to be one of them in the wilderness looking at a pig or a rat, because I never ate that stuff. But it's real, and we want to just do our best. Do our best. We're worth it. And you want to be soft and supple when you're hugged, and you just want to be your best self all the time. So I hope that was helpful. There's an elephant in the room, like I said, but it's not in our room, because we're taking care of our temple, because it's the Most High. And we want to make sure that He's always glorified, and we can do that by taking care of our body. And with that, mwah, me love you so, and pray you have a good week, and we'll see you again next week. All right? Enjoy my song here. I love this song. It's so upbeat. Shalom. And for all of you newbies, hit that like button. Shalom.
Rise and shine to the morning light. Sister MJ brings the truth so bright. Health and nature in every sound. Feel the rhythm, let's get unbound.
Shalom,
From
Sister
higher we get
Sister
our
Gloria,
power.
Beauty Beats.
Every herb, every healing
Thank
flower.
you. Thank you for coming.
Sister
Spending
MJ
your hour
shows
with
the
me.
way. Naturally
Until
living
next
every
time.
day. Naturally you. Naturally
Selena,
free.
Shalom.
Naturally
Deborah,
living as
Tehillah,
God meant to be.
Empress,
Breathe the air that's fresh and pure. Nature's
Tiferet,
bounty
Gloria.
is the cure. Sister MJ
Amanda,
shows
Sister
what's
Kim.
real in every word and
Shalom.
every meal. From the mountains to the sea, every breath is harmony. Nuts and fruits in every bite. Feel the energy, feel the light. Harmony in every part. Naturally you with all your heart.